show. Actually, it's just a really unpredictable show. So mahalo for coming and embracing the unknown. Because when you do stuff like this, you really never know what's going to happen. I'm assuming you're here to either show your support for Tiffany Edwards Hunt, or maybe just to see what we're doing here at this roast and comedy show. But more likely than anything, you're here to steal her signs. Because she's got awesome homemade signs made of real recycled wood. So if you need a doghouse, which reminds me, I'm just going to post that because I'm going to actually try to post more shit online than Tiffany Edwards Hunt today, which is really impossible. But I'm going to try. Let's see. So far, no signs stolen, but Tiffany has complained about it 6 times online already. I do want to just tell you guys all that we're doing this because we have the utmost respect for people who put themselves out there. So everything, all the poking fun and all the making fun, we're doing it with a big, good sense of humor because everyone running for office, Leilani, Bronson Carly's here, and Tiffany, and everyone in the past who's running. None of us want to do it, so we got to be thankful that someone else wants to do it. Because really, just for a short moment in time, let's poke some fun at it and not take it all so seriously, despite the serious shit that's happening, not just out there in the world, but in ourselves. So we're toasting to a good sense of humor, hoping to come together to raise the vibration of all the shit that's happening. Thank you, Tiffany, for providing this event for us. Tiffany's just one of the many people in our community that's running for office. We have like an entire Major League Baseball team of people just running for county council, which people in Hilo are probably laughing about. There's so many people running for office. And I don't want to get all religious on you, but the Buddha said, as I'm standing here with my beer, the Buddha said, with our thoughts we make the world. And when I think of roast and Tiffany Edwards Hunt, all I think of is a pig hunt and roasted pig. So, I'm not sure if that's a comment on Tiffany. I know it's a comment on how much I like roasted pig. But, it was really hard for me to come up with jokes about people running for state house, because a lot of them don't really have a lot of personalities. Unlike the people running for county council where everyone's kind of shows how wacky they are, so it's a lot easier to make fun of them. But I'm thinking that maybe, Leilani, you could, I told Leilani early on, don't listen to my radical viewpoints because you won't get elected. But I'm thinking maybe whoever wins shouldn't propose connecting HPP and Ainaloa and Leilani and CDU and all these communities. Let's propose a transportation system connecting the subdivisions that really need it. The Shire, Cocos, Indonesia, the Hawaiian Sanctuary. And really, let's think about the Heleon. The Heleon needs to actually Heleon. You can Heleon around the island, but you can't get to the fucking airport. Yeah. Think about this for a second. Have you ever heard of a public transportation system that doesn't get you to the airport? No. It's really kind of ridiculous. Why would anyone need public transportation to and from the airport? But I can bet that there's going to be a Heleon stop at the alien landing pad in Colorado. Because if you're leaving the planet, we'll help you get there. But if you're leaving the island, fuck you, take a taxi. Speaking of the Star People's landing pad, I thought it was already located at the Natch. Come on, Island Naturals is where you can go to get some alien snatch. Does anybody know if Faye is coming? Is Faye Hanohano coming? No. Has she approved on the artwork here? If she loses this election, she can always make it as an art critic. Critic being the key word there. It would have been awesome if I could have said that all in Hawaiian. but most of us wouldn't have understood it, so that's why we speak English, Faye. No, we love Faye. I want to mahalo all the performers tonight, because Tiffany is not the only woman here with a lot of balls. It takes a lot of cojones to do this. There's not, people who go put themselves out there, especially, as women, we put ourselves out there at, the risk of being made fun of, or just to get a laugh, or just to see how far we can push something. Which means there's really not so much difference between comedians and politicians. Comedians are just intentionally funny. Actually, good comedians are better than politicians, because we're like pot growers. Once we harvest all the gold jokes, we gotta trim the fuck out of that shit. Throw away the stems. Trim, trim, trim. Cut, cut, cut. Edit, edit, edit. Just like what Tiffany does with all her Facebook posts. Not. But it is lucky we live Hawaii, right? I mean, sometimes I wonder, how long did God procrastinate before he created this beautiful place? Because it only took him 6 days to make it. But obviously he didn't go through the Hawaii County permitting process. That's how he created hell. What I love about Puna, and especially about living in Pahoa, is that everybody here is a character, right? We're all full of life, we're born here, or we're transplanted here, but when you get to Pahoa and to Puna, you have a lot of quirks and a lot of opinions and a lot of attitudes. Because we're free to be ourselves. We're free to be our own character. And we're so lucky that a lot of our greatest local characters are running for office this year. It gives me a funny boner. I really think, where's Auntie Maddie? Auntie Maddie, Main Street Pahoa needs to get a grant for the 2016 election to be covered by reality TV. We need to see more of this. I don't know how many of you guys have been attending the forums, but it's not educational, it's really entertainment. And today, we want both, right? We want both at the same time. I mean, we're doubly blessed in Puna this year because we get 2 seats on the county council. So it's exciting to see how our collective unconsciousness is going to be exhibited in this new world of duality. Do you think we're going to illustrate our community's natural bipolarity? I mean, between you and me, I'd love it if Gregor and Auntie Emily didn't live in the same district, because I think it'd be great if they both won. Wouldn't you love to see the two of them work together? I mean, if I were Gregor, I'd be scared shitless of Auntie Emily. I'm just saying it'd be funny, and you know it. And Tiffany may be the self-proclaimed Madam of Main Street, but Maddie Green is the unofficial mayor of Pahoa. I don't know who died and made her mayor, but I can smell the bodies out on Main Street. Oh wait, that's just the people who still pee in public. But if Auntie Maddie does win the District 4 seat, can someone volunteer to buy her a microphone so we can hear her? Or a megaphone? Or a Tita translator? So she doesn't have to be all nice. You can, if she wants like vodka Steve off the sidewalk. Oh, Auntie Maddie, you want me to do that for you? Okay. Hey, Rob, get the fuck out of the sidewalk, eh? Because she's way too nice. Way too nice. And I also want to make fun of Dr. Roy Lozano. Roy Lozano's not here. I love that guy. And I'm saying touchdown because Dr. Lozano's had a touchdown on Earth, right? I mean, he's like kind of in a different dimension than the rest of us. He doesn't have to campaign the same way others do. I think he's like going to communicate mentally through like mind meld, like vote for me, Dr. Roy Lozano.
Because he has a job.
Hey, but don't knock it, it's all energy, it probably works. He might just be a little bit ahead of us in time. And I just want to tell, Dr. Lozano not to worry about the money. Money can't buy consciousness. It's all still okay. But the District 5 race, the high five race, is the funniest one. So let's do a rundown of these candidates and let the cat out of the bag. Franny Pueo, the cat lady. I hear she has like over 30 cats on her property. I don't know if this is true. Some of my information comes from Puna, okay? But the last thing we need is another fat cat in our local government. Seriously though, if you go to Ms. Pueo's Facebook page before she was running a campaign, you'd see a lot of pictures of cats. You might even catch her illegally feeding cats at the K-Out dump. I think the real reason that she's so opposed to the solid waste incinerator is because in order for the county to fulfill their quota of solid waste, is they're going to have to incinerate the cats and the chickens. Hey, I'm just proposing a solution. No one says you have to do it. But be careful, because I think Franny has a bit of history. And here's a tip. If you're going to vote for Miss Puello, get a friend in District 4 to vote for Auntie Emily. Because I think these ladies are going to be best if they work in tandem. From what I understand, they both have experience with restraining orders against them. So that's two tough tittas not taking any tough shit. The county council wouldn't know what hit them, which is good if there's a restraining order against you. I can't say anything about Sheriff Salmena because, I mean, she seems like a really sweet person. So I just don't know her enough to make fun of her. But Daniel Cunningham, you don't have to know to make fun of. I'll just refer to him as T-Rex. I mean, in the past, he's run for governor twice and mayor twice, and you still don't know who he is. Next! Oh wait, you might remember him if I tell you he wants to build floating cities from old naval ships and live on the radioactive sewage coming here from Japan. Oh, and he wants to grow a lot of industrial hemp, which is a good idea, but somehow his ideas get lost in the nuclear sewage. Poor guy. And RJ's not here. She has somewhere to go tonight. RJ Hampton is definitely my favorite character. I mean, how many of you guys love RJ? She is a true character. Graham, you don't have to applaud. I mean, think about this though. RJ, Emily, Tiffany, Franny, I mean, they have very strong animated personalities. We're getting our entertainment quota for a decade's worth of elections in one election season. This is super exciting. And RJ is a very smart lady, and she's a really great writer, but she doesn't ever tell you that. At a recent forum, this is what she said when she was asked about her qualifications. My name is Roxanne R.J. Hampton. I have the qualifications for county council. I have open-mindedness. That's what the council needs. Open-mindedness and an independent spirit. We almost forgot RJ. You have an independent spirit. I mean, we love her. I mean, at least, I love RJ. I mean, at least we're not cutting down on Leah. And then there's David or Daniel or Donald Paleka, whatever. My question is, was he really born here? I mean, I don't want to go all Donald Trump and Obama on him, but did anyone check his birth certificate? I mean, he's stiffer than Colleen Hanabusa after the forum the other night. What? You did not help me, what? And then there's Tim Law. Oh, right. See, if you're only slightly out of the scope of normal, we don't remember you in Puna. You actually have to be a real character. You have to be able to have your own show and fill the whole stage. Which, of course, brings us to Tiffany Edwards Hunt. Tiffany got started in journalism as a crime reporter. Now she covers local Hawaii politics. Different but same. By her own account, she's most passionate about solid waste and garbage, which is good because there's a lot of that in local Hawaii politics. She's a certified Punatic, probably certifiable, not much different from most of her opponents or the rest of us living here. She's not genetically modified, she's got no artificial ingredients, and she knows when her moon is in Mercury. Tiffany, I have planets aligned for you to come up on stage. Let's give a big round of applause for the candidate for District 5 County Council. Tiffany Edwards Hunt. Our favorite blogger and social media hogger.
I'm so nervous.
We're stupid for letting us do this.
As I'm sitting here listening to all this, I'm thinking, is this the appropriate thing to do?
judgment's a little
I'm
light.
so authentic that I am saying, let's just do this.
Yeah.
So bring it. Bring it. We're gonna have open mics. So sign up if you have anything you want to say tonight. You need something off your chest. Are there any trolls out here? You can sign up according to your handle online if you'd like.
Anonymous doesn't cut it tonight.
You can wear a mask.
That's true. We've got a recycle bag here somewhere.
So what are we doing now?
Well, do we want to get these guys started?
Maybe we should talk about trashing first.
You want to talk about e-trashing? So you guys know what Puna Web is? You guys familiar with Puna Web? The political forum on there?
We've coined a new term. Instead of e-waste, we've got e-trash. Instead of mean tweets, we're going to do some e-trashing tonight.
Yeah.
So that'll be my role. Other than crying and laughing and feeling shame.
Yes. I came prepared.
So bring it. I know some of my very best friends are ready to get up here and tell you all of my deep, dark secrets in a funny way, and I'm kind of nervous, but I'm ready to be roasted. I've been roasted for months, and if I am elected, I will be roasted for years. So bring it.
We're just roasting in person instead of behind a digital curtain.
Does anybody need a computer? Okay.
Do you want to read some of the mean tweets or the
Let's begin. Shall we? We'll start with Rob Tucker. It would be interesting to hear how many versions of Tiffany's positions might be out there.
Kama Sutra positions?
My husband better not be listening. Kathy H., bless her heart.
Biggest fan.
If you only knew the story, I will be graceful and not tell it. I find Tiffany's tendency to image herself in larger than life or even mythological roles to be off-putting. The superwoman, the goddess, the heroine, the queen, the warrior girl, the savior, and if things don't go her way, the martyr and the judge. I also shake my head at Tiffany's reliance on this astrologer, whom I consider to be a very poor kind of astrologer. All of this reliance on self-help books, the astrologer, sayings by various pundits. It's just personally not something I want in government.
Oh my God, do we want people who want to improve themselves in government? Hell no.
Hell no. Tom Kay, who lives in the UK, I believe. I would not support or vote any politician where I had even the slightest suspicion that the nonsense of astrology would have some effect on their decision making.
As if it doesn't if you don't
I
believe
take it
it.
for God. She's a witch. Shall we burn her
It's the witch
tonight?
hunt for Puna. It's the campaign witch hunt for Puna.
I'll do one more and then we'll save some for later. Paul W. I don't usually read BIC, but went to see if I could find this personal astrologer, quotations. Tiffany has made her blog a clearinghouse for pseudoscience. On just one page, I saw posts about yin and yang in regard to kidneys, Chinese acupuncture, chiropractic.
He doesn't even use the right
Wait, let's do
grammar.
one more just because he doesn't even finish. Pohaku Uli. Tiffany would be District 5's answer to Auntie Emily. A genuine turd blossom.
Oh, before you started working for Auntie Emily, did she teach you how to throw pencils across the room?
Pens.
Pens, excellent. Well, we do have a couple announcements before we get started.
Where do I go?
Oh, you can go back to the bar if you want.
Because I like to drink.
She's an alcoholic according to the Puna Web. as well.
And by the way, cheers everyone, and if this is too X-rated for you, the doors are that way. We are processing. Salute. I just want to give everyone a salute because I'm having a beer tonight. One beer. For the cameras, one beer. Salute, happy, happy. Vote for me August 9th. Or not.
Let's give a shit and vote. There's a new support group for the irritated voters post-election blues. First meeting on August 10. Started by incumbents who lost in past elections and are thereby unsure of how to remain productive in the Puna community. For more information, contact the support group leader, Gary Safarik. Volunteers needed to risk their lives in support of various candidates in and around Puna. Those really desperate for something to do will sign wave in Hilo with Daniel Paleka and Brian Jordan. Sign waving, I've always wanted to strike and picket. Ivan Naturals wishes to sell only natural, all non-GMO, low-sugar, gluten-free food, so they're reorganizing their stores to be food-free. Don't worry, you won't starve. They're offering guided meditation classes for us to visualize eating. So with that, I want to get you guys started. I wanted to see if you guys can do this one. So we're going to do a little fun here when Angie comes up here. Do you guys all know Angie Libadisos? So I want you to do three things for me. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Okay? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reuse, recycle. All right. Okay, I guess. Go ahead. It was your height and everything.
Okay. Can you hear me now? I wanted to share tonight with you tonight the songs that I wrote about the environment because I always look for candidates for what they are actually promising to do or probably going to do or might really do about the environment. I mean, we live in the most beautiful part of the whole globe. I mean, 2,000 miles away from the nearest landmass. Everything is brought over here. And a lot of it really can't or doesn't leave accordingly. And these things that I'm wearing are kind of an example of what I've tried to do with some of the shit that we can't fucking get rid of. I stopped drinking canned sodas because these things, I mean, you can drown in how many of these you find around here. Which also, these things, which you don't see as much anymore, but still, plastic. And then we have a lot of sea creatures that get affected by the stuff that goes into the ocean. So anyway, my big passion these days, because I'm not getting any younger and I like to see my grandchildren be able to, like, you know, swim in the ocean and enjoy the forests and all that kind of stuff, is to get people to really think about what we're doing to our environment. I mean, there's nothing funny about, I'm usually doing funny stuff, but there's nothing funny about fucking up our island. So, one of the first song I like to do for you, sorry. We do it for you in cycle. Everybody just start to snap their fingers. Good. And this is the song that's really, hopefully you'll take home in the back of your mind. Reduce, reuse, recycle. I want to say it again. Reduce, reuse, recycle. We gotta watch what we buy, what's it contained and what's it contained. Where will it end up? Where will it lie? Can it be changed and used over again? Reduce, reuse, recycle. I want to hear you say reuse, recycle. Oh yeah, let's try our best not to pollute the air that we breathe or the water we drink. Before you give that item the boot, stop, look around you and take time to think. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Come on, say it out loud. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Right now we gotta do it before it's too late. There's only so much that this planet can take, so reduce. What else? Reuse, recycle. All right, do something. I'm telling you, it's not that difficult to do. There's a lot of programs out there that are actually, in existence. And if you can write to your legislators and vote for the people who really are passionate about this particular issue, maybe something will get done, right? And I know Tiffany is into that because, hey, first of all, I'm for her because she's a woman! Okay, come on, guys. You guys have been in charge for way too long. We're here to help you. Okay, so let's give some of the women out there who are running a chance to prove themselves. All right, and then my next song is still about our environment. What's going on here? Because, like I said, it's all part of our concern. And one of the things that we really can do, and we're really lucky out here in Puna because we've got a lot of land that we can do this stuff. We can actually plant more than they can in the city. So how many of you guys have gardens in your yard? Okay, can you see, look around. We can all start, even the smallest little thing. Because planting a tree, planting any kind of plant some bacalhau, I mean, come on. How good is that? And I think they're really kind of, letting us kind of get away with stuff. But I think it's okay to plant a garden, okay? Let's plant a garden out in the yard. Let's work together and it won't be that hard. Think of the wonderful things we can grow. Neat little plants in neat little rows. Let's plant a garden. Let's plant a tree. Let's be the change that we all want to see. Help fight global warming, green up the earth. See the fun in backyard farming, roll up your sleeves, dig in the dirt. Let's plant some flowers, let's plant some trees. The birds will love that, and so will the bees. Plant something healthy, like veggies and fruits. How about some herbs or some edible roots? Let's plant a garden, let's plant a tree. Let's be the change that we all want to see. Good for our environment, good for me and you. There is really nothing to it, just say you can. And it's easy to do. Let's plant some natives wherever we can. Like in the old days when this was their land. Plant ili ahi, cause there's not that much. Ma'o how hele, oh hi'a and such. Let's plant a garden, let's plant a tree, everybody. Let's be the change that we all want to see together. change that we all want to see. Take that little seedling, put it in its bed. Just be sure to give it water, show it some sun. Keep it well fed. Let's plant a garden, let's plant a tree. Let's be the change that we all want to see. Everybody, let's plant a garden, let's plant a tree. Let's be the change that we all want to see. One more time. Let's plant a garden, let's plant a tree. Let's be the change that we all want to see. I think we should all start planting papadola.
We already have.
I know, but we can always use more. I know I can.
And you know, there are different kinds of papadola. All
These different versions of it. Well, here's my version of the song about planting papadola. And then, anybody remember Don Ho? This song is done to that tune.
So, if you know Tiny Bubble, then you can join me with this song. The Puna version.
Pakalolo, it's all I need to make me happy. Oh, what an awesome week. Pakalolo makes me warm all over with a feeling that I'm gonna love it till the end of time. And after I smoke something kind, the munchies take over my mind. So all I can think of is eating some pretty good grind. Pakalolo, call it pot, grass or marijuana, it really matters not. Share it with others and just be kind. It's a feeling that is really good for a real good time. So here's to that special herb, 'cause we gotta spread the word that it's not really bad no matter what you heard. Pakalolo in the bong or rolled up nicely by Cheech or Chong. Pakalolo, really good with wine, for a feeling that is really good for a real good time. Sing it with me. For a feeling that is really good for a real good time. One more time, all together. For a feeling that is really good for a real good time. Okay. Who's passing the drum? Come on. Shoot, I encourage all of this kind of methods because, hey, we're in Puna, what the heck? And after you smoke some papadola, you know what you gotta have? Some loco moco. Because the munchies come and they can't get too much better than a loco moco, but Cafe 100, chalk, rice, and all of that. This is my loco moco version, sung to the tune of Locomotion. Remember that? Everybody's eating the same old dish now. Come on, baby, eat your locomotive. That's the baby for some deep fried fish now. Come on, baby, eat your locomotive. Never mind, get us omelette with green onions and spam. Or toast with guava jelly nice, yeah. Go ahead, baby, eat your locomoco. It's full of what is greasy and it's fattening too. So if you eat too much, you get a big old poo. Shut up, just eat your locomoco with me. You gotta grind it down like this. Chew up, chew down, chew around, and then you swallow it right down. There's never been a dish that was so easy to eat, yeah. Come on, baby, eat your locomoco, 'cause when you're really hungry, hey, it's hard to beat, yeah. Come on, baby, eat your locomoco. You rather eat some other stuff, but you cannot. So go ahead, eat this stuff right here, will still stay hot. Oh, come on, eat your locomoco with me. All right, baby, eat your locomoco with me. Come on, eat your locomoco with me. Hey, and have extra rice and gravy on my side. Can't hear the movie, but I think everybody has one, right? Right. All right, close it up with a song that I really believe in. Well, just have to believe. One of the things that I've learned in my getting old years, I am 68 this year, but from the back I still look 70. And I say that because I had a little girl come running up to me, a friend's daughter. She comes running up to me and she looks right up at me and she goes, I'm taller than you. And I go, oh yeah? How old are you? She goes, 7. I went, fuck! I thought you standing right there. It's her eyesight. I've been telling everybody from the back I still look 9. Fucking gravity sucks, man. So I had to explain to her what gravity was. But I don't mind now that I'm getting old because I look back and go, wow, that's some good times, man. And I'm going to share it with everybody and write songs that kind of express kind of learning that I have had in my life. And this is one of the songs that I'm very, very proud of because I've learned that our minds, this mind here and the mind inside your brain, is the most powerful thing on this planet. If you look around, if you look at everything around you, just a small example, somebody thought of that, of the chairs. It all came from somebody's imagination and said, wouldn't it be nice to have a really nice thing? In other words, everything that you see was thought up by a human being. So our minds are very powerful. Unfortunately, we don't even know how powerful it is. We only use a small fraction of our mind. And as I get older, I realize how very powerful it is. And belief is very, very powerful. And when you believe something and everybody else that you share the belief with, shares that belief with you and exponentially, I think is the word, it becomes very powerful, and that reality, whatever you think is your reality. That's how powerful our minds are. So, if we keep thinking positive thoughts, you guys, think of the possibilities for this species. So I wrote this song called You Just Have to Believe, because I really believe it. Fear, guilt, anger, shame, easily accessible, easier to blame. It's not that serious if you just think about it. Just whose reality are you trying to control? Life is mysterious, there is no doubt about it. You just have to believe that you're the captain of your soul. Let it go, let it flow. It's all about the here and now. High and low, winds will blow. You just have to believe that it will all work out somehow. The past is gone and we can only look behind us. what's done is done, it's time to start on something new. Take that experience and use it to remind us we just have to accept the change and take a different view. Take it slow, you will know how to receive what comes your way. Make it so, let it flow. You just have to believe what really matters is today. So fill your heart and mind with love and good intentions. Decide what's right for you and do it on your own. It's time to rid yourself of all of your pretensions. You just have to believe the choice is yours and yours alone. Let it go, let it flow. It's all about the here and now. High and low, winds will blow. You just have to believe that it will all work out somehow. You just have to believe that it will work out somehow. Thank you very much.
That's why we work so well together. Nancy Libanisos, everybody. Okay, and our next performer here to bedazzle you with her funnies is Britton Trummer.
Why, hello everyone. Can you hear me? Can you guys? How's the sound? All right, cool. Who else doesn't want to be here tonight? It's okay, raise your hand. Tiffany? I got a couple of drinks that made me want to be here a little bit more, but I also didn't want to be the only sober person in Puna tonight. So, I'm so happy to be performing for you guys. It's like a real rare treat to get to do this, but I did make myself notes so that I stay on task. It's not like you can take it as amateur hour if you want to. It's just so that I don't, start talking story, and next thing you know, it's Tuesday. So, Pahoa reminds me a lot of my hometown. I am from this tiny town in Illinois. The name is Moequa, rhymes with Shaniqua. That would be funny, except for we don't allow black people here. So, oh, it's true, unfortunately, but it's much like Pahoa if the entire village decided to collectively take a bath, Everybody's friendly, they all know each other, they all know each other's business, and I really do, I love those things about small towns. You can decide to lock your door or not. Okay, maybe not in Leilani Estates, but you can decide to lock your door or not. And it's just this friendliness that you get in these small towns that I think is really something that we have to value. But today I was working in Hilo, and honestly, you've been in Hilo too long when all the white people start looking alike. I can't remember a name. Oh, you're blonde and you do yoga? Oh, we're Facebook friends. I'm sorry, honey, I don't remember. So, I hate to perpetuate the small town stereotypes because it's an easy target. Let's face it, it's been done before, and I am caught on something. Hang on. Oh, don't pull the cords. I'm sorry. Okay. It's meant to be stand back a little bit more. Okay. Oh, that's not going to work with the tassels later. The last time I was on stage, I had people handing me dollar bills, and you guys are disappointing me already. So, where was I? Tassels, oh no, hang on, that's later. I hate to perpetuate these small town stereotypes, but I did date my cousin when I was growing up. cousin on both sides. It was really sad. But you know, the funny thing about small towns is that no one would say anything to you. They all know that you're related. They all know that, like, if we had babies, it would be catastrophe. So, you know, you imagine me, I'm like 24 and having my 4th kid, walking down the grocery store aisle with all of them in tow, and somebody stops and they say, well, look at that little boy. That 3rd eye means he's just meant to play ball. What can you do, right? A little bit of inbreeding never hurt anybody. So, I don't have kids, but I'm definitely working on my maternity style. I say it because, like, everything is a style these days. I'm working on my maternity, yo. I like pretending like I'm pregnant because it's all of the benefits and none of the trouble. So it actually happened by accident that I was, if the bar girls will tell you that I've already gone to the bathroom like 6 times tonight. It's the vodka. So I'm on this flight back to Hilo, and I really have to use the bathroom. So of course it's that time where they're taking the trays back and everything's kind of congested, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna slip through, go use the bathroom. And I come back and they've already passed my seat with that tray that takes up the whole row. I think, okay, so I'm gonna have to sit this whole flight in somebody's lap waiting for them to move the tray, right? I go up and ask the stewardess, I'm like, my seat's right there, can I climb over? And she's like, bathroom, you can wait. So what I figured out was, as you're standing there, it's really simple. You put one hand up on the little rest there, then you put your next one right on the belly. And suddenly everybody's looking at you like, oh, that poor lady, they won't let her sit down. Oh, well, the stewardess who told me no couldn't see, but her coworker, who was going the other way, right this way, looked at me, saw the assumingly pregnant lady standing there holding on to the side. Oh, I'm so exhausted, I need to sit down. And they hauled the cart all the way to the back and let me sit down. So, that was the beginning of my adventures in fake pregnancy. Watch for the reality TV show coming soon. We don't have kids, it's okay, because my cat is gonna be famous. And that's how you know people don't have kids, when they're like, my cat is awesome. But really, my cat is currently having an article written about her in Honolulu. She is a rescue kitty that we found at the Kayao dump. And so it's about 8:30 at night, it's pouring rain out, we were on our way to go get dinner, and all of a sudden my husband flags me over and he's like, come look. And there's just this pile of poop, like sitting in the water, right next to, of course, where we're, filling up our 5 gallons. And I'm like, oh, we gotta pick her up, we gotta save her. And she's about this big right now. So we take her home, we clean her up. My husband says, you cannot keep that cat. And I'm like, we'll talk about it in the morning. And that was the end of that. So we named her Scully. Scully, any X-File fans out there? She is out to discover the mysteries of Puna. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Watch out for her. She's on her case already. She's a smart one. So, we don't have kids. We're really okay with that, I promise. Everybody keeps on asking us, it's on the way, no worries, give it time. In the meantime, I'm keeping myself busy. I found a comedy mentor in Honolulu. She says, you know what, you have to talk about what you know, because otherwise people call you on your shit immediately. Like, they know when you're not talking the truth. I said, oh my God, that's awesome, I know everything. Some kids grow out of it, I didn't. I'm 33, I'm still here. And I see these 7-year-olds that are like, yeah, I know everything. And I'm like, oh honey, I got 25 years on you, it's all good. I know more. So, I ask, this is the funny thing, is that if you think about how much we know and how much we claim we know, smartphones are a really fascinating thing. They've turned us into a culture of walking assholes. You are suddenly an expert on everything. Oh wait, let me Google that. I'll prove you wrong, right? And we do it all the time without thinking that it's rude because it shows that, hey, we're being ingenuous. We have a traveling dictionary with us. So smartphones really fascinate me. My husband doesn't have one. And so I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys, but the most embarrassing thing ever is when somebody uses your smartphone that shouldn't be using it. So we're at the bar, my husband picks up my phone and he's like, let me show you her website, her photography's great. Let me just find the website, and he's pushing some buttons and all of a sudden it's, oh, and I look at it and youporn.com. And he's going, okay, is that a scroll or a push? Is that a scroll or a push? And I'm like, I'll tell you later, honey. Local sluts, oh my God. Are there no iPhone users out here? I'm gonna get in trouble for that one later. La la la. Do we have a sound guy tonight? Are you our sound guy? Our sound person? Okay. It's just, this stage reminds me of my living room. You know that you're dating a sound person when you have so many plugs and cords in your house that it looks like an S&M dungeon. Like, oh, honey, is that a quarter inch or DLR cable? I'd like to wrap that. I'm an expert cord wrapper. You can always look it up online. Best in New England, voted 3 years in a row. So I have a thing for cables, what can you say? And so what you guys are hearing are like the things that I wish I could say on Facebook, but I actually have an alter ego. So from now on, whenever you see anybody in Hilo performing as Rusty Lee, that is me. She might be dripping cake batter all over her tassels. She might be waitressing at Lucy's. You just never know where she's gonna pop up. But I had to get an alter ego because my mom says that my Facebook needs a breathalyzer. And you can ask Damon Tucker about this personally. I can't ask him because he blocked me. But yeah, I enjoy, having some fun online, and everything's so weird now that it's gone digital. It's like my mom just joined Pinterest because we all need one more page about food porn. Oh, look at this scrumptious cake. And I'm like, thanks, Mom, I'm gluten-free. It's nice that we can all organize this. I love when people put up, are there any crafters here? Are there any Pinterest people? Pinterest? Oh my God, we're in Puna. Okay, so Pinterest is this website where you can organize things by the photos that you see, and you can put them in cute little categories, and it's like making a scrapbook digitally, which means you're doing fuck all. So when people put a scrapbook up that says, things I'd like to do, I say, I have a scrapbook for you. Get the fuck off the internet. It works. So my mom is on Pinterest, which means that I have to take down the lesbian S&M page that I built and the naked baking page. What a pain in my ass. So these are the things that you have to deal with in the digital age. I think I'm pretty much gonna leave it there. I obviously have not, oh wait, hang on, I have more. I need another drink. Can you, no, I'll get that afterwards. So the funny thing is that, right, we have a huge storm heading towards us. You guys are awesome for not being like, God, when is she gonna be done? We have a huge storm coming for us, right? And my worry is, how is anybody in Puna gonna get laid if the internet goes out? Seriously, how are you gonna find who you're gonna fuck that weekend? I'm sorry, but it's I'm pretty sure that FetLife has a page for politicians. I like whippings and making signs. Want to get together? You have to be a masochist to become a politician. I'm sorry, but I also laugh when I talk about politics in Puna because it so reminds me of like Vermont with the beach. 1968 happened and time was frozen. Except for you guys are lucky, you got the beach. Vermont got Bernie. Okay, fair trade. But what I really love, and I'll leave you guys with this, is that whenever a storm starts to hit the Big Island, you can go online and have a lot of fun. You'll notice that people start freaking out. They'll show the weather and tracking maps. And it's not like I'm from the Midwest. If a storm hits, misses your town, oh, that's great, but it's gonna hit somebody else's. Boy, being in the Big Island is like playing ping pong. It's like, ooh, the storm's over here. No, wait, it's over here. Is it gonna hit us? Oh my God, it's over here. Oh my God, it's over here. 20 points. Storm time. Nobody else does that at home? Okay. What I love seeing is all of the posts that happen as the storm is rolling in. Is there going to be a storm? Do you have thunder? Do you have thunder in Hilo? Do you have thunder in Puna? How about Kalapana? We have any thunder over there? Yes, we have lightning. We have lightning. Confirming there is lightning in Kaboho. All right. And then you start to see, I love lightning. I love lightning. I love lightning. All of the white people are on Facebook saying, dear God, bring us some lightning. If you like my act, the name is Rusty Lee. If you didn't, my name is Tiffany Hunt for Puna.
Okay, so while Hal's getting ready, we're going to do a couple more announcements. For people having to tolerate too much diversity publicly, just a reminder that the Pahoa chapter of Conservatives in Hawaii Support Group meets weekly in Hilo. Kalani Honua announces that beginning this Sunday, ecstatic dancing will be replaced with fire ants interpretive dancing. You might want to shower before you go home. Despite hitchhikers, ahi and patelis for sale, and now sign waving, there is apparently not enough entertainment on the side of the road. Hawaii Tourism Authority announced this week it's accepting grant proposals for their Highway 130 Windshield Tour of Puna program. To promote economic development and the slowest possible traffic into Pahoa Town, Hawaii County is accepting applications for everything from a drive-through farmer's market to overnight camping at the KL recycle station. The County of Hawaii Building Division announces its technical workshop series designed specifically for residents of Puna. The workshop series, titled Building Your Jungalow, includes sessions on building a water catchment system with tarps made of taro, how to attach gutters to your pili-pili grass roof, and yes, you're all about love, but your rainbow gathering commune still needs to be handicap accessible. Are you all ready, Hal? And so next, a surprise visitor to us tonight, the awesome Hal Glatzer. Yeah.
I should say right away, I'm a ringer. I'm in District 1. I can't even vote for Tiffany, but she's been a friend of mine for years through the Big Island Press Club. And I have to say, she's the smartest person running in your district. And we really need to elect intelligent people to office. So I asked her, could I come and sing a little song? It's not political, it's not a roast, but I hope you'll enjoy it. I'm an Akamai Kai, honey, I live in Hawaii, I'm a lover of the Orchid Isle. Bought the floral propaganda for the little purple vanda is not makes me smile. Oh, I can play guitar and croon about the orchids out in Puna, but the flowers that I love the most are the Teleki Wahini, Slow Cross and Malahini, who are blooming on the Hamakua Coast. There's Hermione, Hilo, and Polly, and Paolo, and Moana on the road to Mauna Kea. I like to kiss Melissa slowly by the stream and Cody, but I'm dreaming about it. Little Maya, Susie chatters like a miner out in Waiana, but I miss her when I'm up in Mountain View. And when I'm riding with the cattle through the hula saddle, all I think about is Kathy and Kahuli. I ride from Puna to Henny and Homoka'a. She's a sassy gal, kind of really holy. But Teresa can keep rhyming on her part to make it time and Gail Kaha and Kalani Ole. Oh, I like to holo in Virginia, Tiki holo in Dallas all the way to Honolulu. But I'm a fun gal fella with Marie and Kamawela and with Melinda on the beach at Honolulu. When I leave Pat and Pauka, I'm with Willa and Wawa and it's off to Captain Cook to visit my Nancy Pamela and Pua, and Natalie and Napo, and Katarina and Kukui and Natalie. I visit twins, Maria and Mona and Nakai and Marakona. I know some thinking in Na'oleu. Also an actress, I know around the pool right below and she's famous. I promise not to say who. Hannah's waiting in Palo, but I like a Palo, and Maria, Tumo, I wish I had a dollar for Jamie, Kohala, Yuli, Kapahala, for my gal in Honolulu, I would give up Honolulu and forget I ever went to Waikiki. So I hope I gave you some idea with my Honolulu, Hawaii is my favorite island. You can tell the ghost of Maui, Molokai, and Hawaii. I won't be seeing them for a while. But when the sky is pouring rain over Keau and volcano, and an area on the extra mile. You know, I'll love to hear my lovely Pana Ella Pollyanna when she sings that you get here, my Iana Capuana, running off the mountain, Tommy on the island of Hawaii, the mother of the Orchid Isle.
There's so much out there about her, it's so hard not to. I'm so happy my soul is not that, which is Tiffany Edwards Hunt in this lifetime. You're awesome, hon. You're awesome.
Eat trash.
Eat trash. That's right, eat trash.
I'm so eager, I was running to the stage.
Don't you love people who can make fun of themselves?
So just think, what would your handle be? This one is 2LiveQ. It's surprising that Tiffany has not used this thread as a basis for another rant editorial on her Big Island Chronicle. Not yet, at least. And once again from Kathy H. Unfriending people is kind of juvenile. And blocking is again a sign of overreacting. You can downgrade someone to an acquaintance and they won't see your private posts. A good politician doesn't burn bridges, even with people who seem unimportant to the cause. And another one from Kathy H., who, by the way, doesn't live in Puna, she lives in Honolulu. I know that Tiffany has a brain and an education. I would so like to see her engaging it and stop focusing on campaigning as performance art.
What? How could you dare say that? It's not like you're having a show at the Akipona or anything.
Can I just say something? In this crowd right now, we have our very good friend, the Chicken Man.
Where's Tom?
Thank you. It's a pleasure, honestly. It really is a pleasure, and if you ever need some eggs, he is around Pahoa and Puna a lot with his carton of eggs. now back to E-Trash. Oh, I'll do one more and then we'll save some more for later. Kathy H. again. Campaign signs, slogans, and bumper stickers. She spends more time talking about her signage than any candidate I have ever seen.
She even has a crucifix.
That is recycled pine from Scott Lee.
Yeah, it's a crucifix.
Acupuncturist in Hilo, building a house in Puna Palisades. We are reducing, reusing, repurposing. By the way, everyone needs to take a sign home and adopt it. And beware, they will be stolen. They're so hot commodities.
You can't get this
Take
one.
them home. Let's see how long it takes before they're stolen.
All right. Woo!
Give me that sign. Hang on.
I know what she wants to do with this. I'm afraid. Now we're going to bring up a brand new friend. I was out campaigning door to door with Leilani, running Bronson Kelly, running for State House District 4. And I met this really nice man, and his name is Manuel Escondido, and he said he was a stand-up comic, so of course I dared him to show up, and he did! So everyone, here's Manuel.
Thank you, Tom. Aloha. Can you hear me all right? Did I hear no? A little closer. How's that? Okay, one more try. My name is Manuel, and I'd like to talk to you about my experiences with dating. I'm single, and I guess the least I can say about that is it's really difficult to meet someone. It's a jungle out there. And, you know, I approach young ladies who seem attractive to me. I come up to them, they're trying to get in line or try to start a conversation. Usually I'm rejected, and it gets to be a habit. And it got to the point where I gave up. But then I came across this article in a magazine, and it was based on research that, in summary, said that couples who have lived for a long time together, married for 20, 30 years, 40 years, if they start to look like each other. And if you stop for a second, that's kind of a devastating thought to think about it. But it gave me new hope and it renewed my spirit. And I thought, wow, this is information I could use. So, based on the article, what I did was, I went out and bought myself a dress. I bought some high heels, some nylons, some lingerie, some chandelier earrings. I bought a wig, makeup, right? And I put it all on. I didn't know quite how to accessorize the dress, but I bought a nice clutch. So I put everything on, like I said, the makeup, the wig, the lingerie, the dress, and I went and stood in front of a mirror. So I figured that way I'd recognize her when I see her. There was this one night, I was home alone, and I was having a difficult time just sitting there, not doing anything. So I decided that I'd go to a restaurant and just have a nice meal by myself and enjoy the ambiance of the restaurant. So I sat down, I got my order, started to eat, and a few minutes later, this really gorgeous, beautiful gal to one side sat at a table, and I could see her clearly. And then I started to think about her, think about what it would be like to approach her, talk to her, try and make friends, start a relationship. But then I got a grip and told myself, no, I didn't want to torture myself again and just get rejected. So I decided to forget about it. So I finished my meal, paid my bill, and I started to walk away. And as it happened, I had to walk in front of that gal that I saw. Really beautiful, gorgeous gal. I was fantasizing as I was approaching her. And as I walked abreast to the table she was sitting at, she started sneezing. Sneezing really, really hard. And as it happened also, she had a glass eye, and she had this really hard sneeze that dislocated the glass eye from the eye socket and launched it from her face. And I just happened to be in the right spot. And reflexively, I reached out and I caught it. So I walked over to her and I handed it back to her. She grabbed it out of my hand and she, busily tried to put it back in the socket, and she didn't say anything to me. So I just started walking away, and then she calls to me and she said, hey, wait a minute, that at least deserves a cup of coffee. And I said, sure, why not? So I sat down, and I looked at her, how beautiful she was, even despite that defect that looked so natural. She was so beautiful, I was practically drooling. So we talked and time went by, and the waiter said that they were closing, so we had to leave, and we were walking out, and I said goodbye, because I figured I didn't have a chance with her. And as I started walking away, she said, hey, wait a minute, why don't you come to my apartment? Which took me completely by surprise. And I said, okay. So we went to her apartment, and all the time we were going there, I was thinking, what does she want with a guy like me? With Joe Schmucker telling me. She could have any guy she wants. Like I say, even the defect wasn't so obvious, it looked so natural. So we go to her apartment, we sit down, we start to talk again. And it still bothered me. Why would she want to be with me? Why would she ask me to her apartment? And I kept scratching my head and I kept wanting to ask her. Finally I did, I asked her, why would you want to be with a guy like me? And the girl's so beautiful, you could have any guy you want. And she said, yeah, she always got lines from guys, she always got hit on, and she was always being stalked. And I said, well, yeah, why would you want a guy like me? And she said, well, you just happened to catch my eye. There was this other date that I had. There was this girl, beautiful girl. We made a date to go to the beach. I showed up to her apartment. We packed a lunch. And we started to walk out. And it was a really nice day, the sun was shining, right? And as we're about to get in my car, she suggested, why don't we go in her car? Because she had a convertible, and we could enjoy the sun on the beach. And as I said, this girl was beautiful. She was so gorgeous. And I said, why not? I could sit in the car and watch her. But there was one thing about this gal. She was a talker. She talked. I mean, the sun was great. Riding in the convertible, we drove all the way to the beach. She talked. We got to the beach, she talked. We laid down for a while, spread out our towels and our blankets, she talked. We had our lunch, she talked. We went in the water, she talked. We lay down some more, she talked. We packed up our stuff. We got back in the car, it was still a sunny day, and she talked all the way home. By the time we got home, her tongue was sunburned. There was this other girl that we went on a date, and I walked up her porch, and we started to say goodnight. We hugged, we kissed, and then she asked me, would you like to come in? And I said, sure. So I come in, she went in, we sat down, and we started talking. Then she says, do you mind if I change into something more comfortable? And I said, no, fine. So she walks out. A few minutes later, she walks back in. She put on a wedding dress. There was this other date that I had. This gal, she invited me over to her house. She said that she would cook dinner for me. And we could just have a nice time and cuddle, have a nice conversation. So I said, sure, okay. So I went over to her house, and she cooked a nice meal. We started talking. Then she said, why don't we go to the mall and just do some window shopping? Since it was late at night, the mall was closed, right? And I reminded her of that. She said, that's fine. Just walk around and hold hands, and we'll just have a good time that way. So we went to the mall, and we started walking around. And we come to this one showcase. It was a shoe store. And she says to me, or she starts raving about all the shoes that she sees, and she saw this one particular pair that she liked. And she went on and on and on about how nice it would be, and she had an outfit for it. And whatever suited her, she would wear those shoes. So I stepped back, I pulled out a brick, I threw it in the window, broke the window, and I reached in and got the shoes, and she put them on. So we go walking on, and we came to a jewelry store. She saw a ring that she liked, and she again started ranting and raving about how nice the ring it was. And she was rather insistent that she would really like to have that ring, so I stepped back, I pulled out a brick, I threw it in the window, I broke the window, and reached in, got the ring, and put it on her. So we go walking on some more, and we came to this clothing store. She noticed a coat that she liked, and again she went on and ranted about how nice it would be to have that coat. Blah, blah, blah. She went on and on and on. I didn't do anything. I just stood there. She kept on insisting, and she kept on talking about it. And finally she looked at me exasperated, and I said, what, do you think I'm made of bricks or something? That's my time. My name is Manuel. By the way, I'm desperate for a full-time job. If you have any ideas for me, I'd like to talk to you. Thank you.
Okay, next we have another roaster who showed up tonight, wants to come on up. Come on, Graham Ellis. I just need, for payment for coming up on stage, I just need a couple of Okia. Wait. For that. Is this one on?
Is that what you wear when you're in court?
I feel I'm in court. So yeah, it was about a week ago, Tiff said to me, hey Graham, I think you need cheering up. I said, sure, yeah. She said, come along, Akibono, have a good laugh. Sounds good. I have had a good laugh. Thing was, she said, well, it's a roast. Roast? I said, yeah, sounds good to me. I love a roast. Roast beef on Sundays. That's how I was brought up. She said, no, different kind of roast. I tell you, I've been to a lot of events. A lot here at the Akibono, a lot around the island. I've never been to a roast. I had no idea. Till last night, I looked online. Holy shit. This is what I'm out for. The good thing was, you know, Tiff said, well, yeah, there's going to be a lot of your friends there. They're people, they like to laugh, you know, they like to have a good time. And I said, yeah, you know, I do too. So she said, well, you have a choice, you know. You can let them roast you, or you can roast yourself. So guess which one I chose? I love you all, but, you know, we have a saying in England. It's about people. It says, there's now as queer as folks. And they're not talking about gay people. There's nothing as strange as people. And I tell you, when I read a lot of newspaper articles these days, not yours, Tiff, but I get confirmation of that. There's now as queer as folks, right? Definitely, we got them here in Puna. Thank you, RJ. So anyway, here's my roast. And I'm dressed for it. I know it's not a roast beef dinner, but I'm dressing formally because I felt like it was going to be a formal occasion. And if I can find my glasses, I'll be able to read my little script here. So yeah, on the way here, parking, I had an accident. Before I start my speech, I'd like to say that the hippie with the rainbow VW that scratched my brand new Mercedes coupe outside, is going to get a lawsuit from my lawyers in the morning. So if you're in the audience, watch out for that. I'm better known as Graham Moneybags Ellis. And I come from a long line of corporate carpetbaggers. And our dynasty was founded in 1825 here in Hawaii by the Reverend William Ellis, the Right Reverend. He was a leftist minister, came here from jolly old England, and he wrote a famous book, some of you might have read. It's called Business Opportunities Around the Sandwich Islands. Recommend it, check it out. He's also well known, and pass this on to me. He was the inventor of the world famous Marmite and Marmalade sandwich. I'm actually proud to be known as a corporate community developer. In 1987, I invested all my life savings in a huge 11-acre estate in the jungles of Lower Puna. It was indeed a super brilliant deal, probably because it had no power, no water, infinite mozzies and creepy crawlies, and the closest telephone was half a mile away. We installed luxurious hot water after about 6 months and upgraded our tents and poop holes with a fancy yurt and a flush toilet after about a year, and it became first-class camping. So when I discovered what a great deal it was, I started selling shares. And there's a couple of people in the audience who actually fell for it and bought some. Right, Michael? Yes, they were a gullible bunch of rich fools. Bohemian jugglers, they called themselves. Fat cats who had people throwing money at them all the time, catching it in hats as they went around the world. And I got to grab it. That's how I made my first fortune. I felt like Robin Hood. You know, my superhero, Robin Hood. Stealing from the wealthy artists and giving money to good non-profit causes, like the Graham Ellis Retirement Fund. So I went on, I bought up all the subdivision lots around Bellyacres, dirt cheap prices, probably because they didn't have any dirt at all. I bribed Pat Rocco. I'm not going to tell you how. Yeah, I got appointed elected as the president of the community association. That really set me up. I conned a lot of people into buying lots and lots, full of black rock. Made a bundle of big bucks. Still got it. Keep it in old honey buckets, hidden in a secret lava tube, way deep in the ground under Bellyacres. You can't see it, you won't find it. And that's my smartest move of all, because it was in those lava tubes I built my $1 million mansion. Millions, actually. Completely to code, of course. Actually, I based it, it wasn't a code, but you know, a couple of years ago, Bill 270, some of you might know Bill 270, that cool piece of construction industry propaganda that my good friend and world-renowned legislator, J.R. Hamster, authored on behalf of her many appreciative constituents. So I built my headquarters, I called it Space, did it single-handed from lumber. I'm not ashamed to say, I poached it all from the adjacent state land. Why, they got lots of it, they're not using it. I mean, they give it to papaya growers and they bulldoze the whole thing from lock to pin to pin, right? So, you know, what's wrong with that? You know, like a few truckloads here and there, you know? On our own place, Bellyacres, because we did clear cut that, burn the ohias in the sauna. I mean, you know, they don't grow food, right? What good are they? Yeah, except for eating a good sauna. So, one of my major achievements that I'm most proud about, my mum is too, is I've been a real good slum landlord. You know, we invented the name jungalows, you know. It was all common before, bungalows, cabins, and things like that. Now, jungalo has a ring to it, right? Jungalo, in the jungles of Puna. Real prime estate. Mold, bugs, dead trees falling, invasive trees creeping in. The hippies pay big bucks for that, you know. They do, they love it. Yeah, that's cool, man, cool. I wore a tie-dye shirt. They thought I was one of them. My mom knew better. She does. But anyway, people came to the land, and I made money. Then I had this idea. I thought, God, I'm going to get a few people to come in, sell a few vegetables and oranges and that kind of stuff, and charge some big bucks. I got 12 bucks and 15 bucks a week. Yeah, I did from each of them. Dozens of them. And that was my second fortune. Just kept rolling in week after week. I got to admit though, it got a bit embarrassing when I was featured on the Fortune 500 of Puna. The claim was I'd made $50,000 in 1 year from the EBT sales. That was good investigative reporting from one of our neighbors, whose name I won't mention, but begins with C. And her husband's name is M. Anyway, you know, not long ago I got a hankering for politics. It's hard to resist on this island. I mean, look at how many people are running for office. It's a popular gig, you know? I heard it's because after 2 terms you get a retirement pension. Is that right, Tiff? I think so. That's a big motivator for a lot of people around here. Retirement pension. So anyway, you know, I got this hankering for politics because I've always loved, you know, bossing people around, being powerful, making false promises, flirting with chicks. And yeah, I saw how Mayor Billy got away with it. And I thought, yeah, I'm going gotta try that. Sounds good. Billy. I was studying, like how to do it. How do you get to be a politician? And I found, a friend of mine told me that Sidney Flukes, I don't know if anybody knows him, he's a planning director from before. He used to go, well, he doesn't used to, he still does, he goes around the county offices after every election, hands out cans of peanuts to everybody, every candidate, shakes their hands, and I'm Sidney, and I'm going to have some bills coming through, and you're going to vote for me because I gave you a can of peanuts. I thought, I can do better than that. So, my plan, I haven't done it yet, but I might. I'm going to go around with a set of juggling balls. I'm going to go, this is what you need. More balls. Right? Every council member needs that. More balls. So, I don't know how that'll go over, but I'm going to give it a shot. For Neil Abercrombie, bless his heart, he's putting out the word. He needs help. He needs help. I don't know if you go on his website, but he says, send me a note, write me a letter, give me your ideas, And I thought, yeah, I'm going to do that. I know all about how to do things like make money and, get rich. And I thought, I know about transport, and they got a big transport problem on Oahu. And I got, Neil, I wrote him a letter. I said, Neil, we got to reduce, just like Angie says, reuse and unicycle. One wheel, no fossil fuels, and boy, you're taking care of fat people and uncoordinated. And I said, that's the solution, Neil. I'm still waiting to get the reply though. And Harry, bless his heart, I made him a few of these meetings, and I know he's still interested in saving us, if there's catastrophes, and so I shared one of my ideas with him too, and I said, tsunamis, high tide, we gotta, what we need to do is get up out of the water. I said, I'm doing programs at space, I can help out with a tsunami evacuation program, Bring people along, I'll train them, Still walking, stills, get them up, higher, water comes up, no problem, dude, we can handle, we're just, 2 or 3 more feet, and we're up there above the water, we're on stilts. And everybody says there's never enough, people working in the county. There's, big problem, we have to cut back on the budget and everything. And so, I got the Charles Dickens Oliver Twist approach. I want to bring the hiccup kids and all those kids that don't do much at school. Bring them into the county. Child labor. Get them down there, working. Child, kids. They've done good for me. I've made a lot of money on the hiccup circus. I don't know if you know that, but over the years, the Mercedes-Benzes, they don't come cheap, So I was back in England, a while ago, quite a while ago, and I was in the town hall, and they have a brochure rack there, and it tells you how to get married, how to get divorced, all kinds of valuable stuff. And I'm looking down the brochures, and I see this one. It says, "How to complain." I pick it up. That was the missing element. Coming from England, we don't know how to complain. You have to have a brochure to tell you. Americans, you guys, I tell you, I'm in awe. I am in absolute awe. Complainers, man, you got it down. You guys really got it down. I think, maybe not you Percy, but a few people I know. They know how to complain. So I read the brochure, and tell you what, it worked for me. I am now the #1 champion campaign complainer in my neighborhood. Now, you don't know this, but because they're anonymous, confidential. I'm going for the Guinness Book of World Records. I tell you, I can do it. I just got to keep plugging in, calling my friend Jeff Darrow in the planning department. And you know what he says when I call him? He says, "Hi, Graham, how can I help you today?" Because you know what? they're so polite to people who complain. You should try it sometime. It's great. You don't get that when you're on the other side. So I've heard. So, you know, what kinds of things have I complained about? Well, it's not hard in my neighborhood. I mean, there's people like driving beat-up old vehicles. Obviously no insurance, no tax, nothing. They're game. Easy. Cops love them. I complained about the painting color. Boy, Pat Rocco and his lime green. That's a good one. Hey, and how about using hoses during a drought? Now there's something we need to complain more about, don't you think? And you could get on that one too. Call up Jeff, he liked that one. So, I've thought of things to complain about, but I gotta tell you, the worst of all is when I'm out with my chainsaw, you know, cutting those trees down. My chainsaw gets totally overwhelmed by the neighbors' noise. They're watching comedy shows on TV, Comedy Central or something. People are laughing and clapping. I can't even hear my chainsaw. But Jeff's gonna help me out. He's gonna get them shut down. Thank you, Jeff. So, those kinds of behaviors are totally unacceptable in what we call in jolly old England a civilized society. And regarding civilized society, you know, I'd like to mention a little bit about the Kingdom of Hawaii.